Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest who bought a house in Mussomeli, Sicily, but not one of the viral houses. Shana? Shani. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm still struggling with the names. So thank you for accepting my invitation. And as I heard, you have purchased a house, a property in Mussomeli, Sicily, and I would like to hear your story. So,
okay. Can
you please tell us a few things about yourself, whatever is important to mention?
Yes. Okay. Right. So I was living in Australia, and it was during COVID when we had the lockdowns. And although I was working and everything, still that thing of not going out on the weekends or during the evening and living a life made me feel very restricted. Mm-hmm. And I started this that I wanted to get out and go somewhere else and move to a new country and with a new culture and new language. So my housemate that I was sharing with at the time, she'd mentioned to me that her sister had seen something about €1 houses in Europe, and I said to her, come on, you've got to be kidding, that'd be a scam, it's not possible. Anyway, she said, oh, it's to go and look online at Channel 7, they had the program. So I Googled it and I watched the program, and of course after that I was like, well, this is interesting. So I started, €1 homes in Sicily, and then I started getting all these different groups on Facebook, and I started chatting to people, and yes, I had to go to Mussomeli. And it was part of the trip. I left Australia to take care of my mom. She was very sick in South Africa, but could only be in the country for 3 months. I decided, because I was there, that I would have a break and do a little trip. So I went from South Africa to Turkey. From Turkey, where did I go? To Venice, from Turkey to Venice, from Venice then on to Mussomeli. And while I was there, obviously set up a few appointments to see homes with Natalie.
Yes. Okay.
And unfortunately what happened with me, the homes that she was showing me were either very dialect, and me as a single woman, I felt like I couldn't handle that. Or the other ones were really out of my price bracket. So I said to her, listen, I'm going to go back to the drawing board and redo my sums and have a look at it. So anyway, I left her, and on the way back, I had met 2 people in Mussomeli, and I'd had dinner with them, and we were talking and everything. Anyway, one of the girls phoned me and said, did you have any luck? And I said, no. And she said, well, my grandfather's place is up for sale. Would you be interested in having a look? So I said, of course. Okay. So she came and picked me up, and we went down, and it was placed, it doesn't have a view, but it was placed on a road where all the supermarket, the post office, butcher, bakery, it's all there. And when I walked in and I started seeing like the granite tiling on the floors and the hand painted tiles in the bedroom, and I just fell in love with the place. So I bought it. There was a lot of fear around it, of course, because being in a different country and not knowing how the whole process was going to work, I always had a feeling that it was still a scam. I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway, to cut a long story short, it all went through, and I got papers and got the key, and that was over a year ago now. So the whole process up until this point, I first went to have a look at it. It was October, I think, and then so it took from October right through until July for me to get the keys. Okay. And so this is now the next July and a couple of months. So yeah, it's been going quite a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why was it taking so long to get the keys?
Okay, so I think the property had been empty for quite a while. The grandmother that lived in the place had passed on. I think it was for 4 years. But when they came to sell it, what became evident was one of the build-ons that they had done on the property on the top floor had not been registered.
Okay.
And so it now had to be registered and included.
Okay.
And so that took the extra time. Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned one of your friend introduced you to this opportunity, this €1 house opportunity. And how did you start your research? Because you said you read books and you had watched the TV program. So how did it?
So basically what it was, I saw the TV program and then I started Googling €1 homes, and there were some Facebook groups. It wasn't books,
yes.
It was through Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I joined different groups, and I got onto the €1 Mussomeli group. It popped up and I joined that, and that's how I got into contact then with Natalie and managed to set up the appointments. So the minute I heard about Mussomeli, I don't know, there was a pull for me to go to Mussomeli. I never actually even looked or investigated any other cities. I just went straight to Mussomeli, and even when I arrived there, I loved it. So there was no need for me to go and look anywhere else. I felt it was a funny feeling. It felt like I'd come home. And I must tell you, the funny thing is, when I bought that property, the girl that I bought it from, she says, Shani, I must tell you something. She says, you look so much like my grandmother. I thought, oh man, maybe there's a bit of reincarnation going on here.
and
yeah.
Yes? Yeah, just go on.
Yeah, so... as I said, I just felt like it was the place where I was meant to be, and I'm very, I always follow my heart, and if it feels right in my heart, then I move forward with it. If it feels not right and there's all sorts of obstacles in the way, then I say no, too difficult, it's not aligned, it's not meant to be, and I'll walk away. But with Mussomeli, it didn't. It just all fell into place. So, yeah.
How interesting it is, no?
Yeah.
So the first, when the people start to search the €1 houses in Italy or Sicily, whatever, that's the first place comes up, Mussomeli.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I think it's because there's so much interest around Mussomeli. There really is. I mean, I don't know, and I think it's just grown. I mean, they haven't been out there putting big adverts out to say that this is happening or anything. It's just a natural unfolding of the growth in it, which for me that's a good thing as well. It's like, I don't know, that tells me again it's all meant to be unfolding the way it is unfolding, I don't know.
But how many internationals did you meet in Mussomeli?
How many what?
How many internationals?
Not
yes, locals.
There's a lot of internationals. A lot of internationals. Right? They come from all over. We've got like you from Denmark. We've got from Germany. We've got from America. We've got from Iran, Australia, UK. Seems to be a lot of Americans coming through.
Yes. They retire in Sicily, especially in Mussomeli. That's interesting. I mean, it's not interesting, it's obvious. The life is much more, it's not expensive, the life.
No, it's not. And it's very laid back, which would, for me, sometimes is a frustration. Yes. Because coming from the bigger cities, I'm a real, I want it done now kind of girl. And they're all piano.
How many times I heard this? How many times I heard this? Piano. Poco. Poco, piano.
Yeah, so that has been an adjustment and quite a challenge. But anyway, it's like, you know, I do realise, and with some of the building work and that I've done more, but I've realised after the fact that I have tried very clearly to explain what I've wanted, and it's come back, yes, they understand, and then when it was completed I realised, oh no, it wasn't understood. But anyway, I don't get too upset about it. I think, well, this is all part of the whole journey, you know, it's part of your experience in it, and yeah, it's been a wonderful journey. I was just thinking about it the other day, you know. Sometimes I get a little, what can I say, frustrated because it is a year on, and what I found with those old places, like you do one thing and because it's old, then it affects something else. So then that has to be done, and then you fix that, and then that leads on to something else. So it's a continual journey of building and renovation. Well, that's been my experience anyway.
I think everybody's in the same shoes.
Yeah.
Everybody, when you buy a property, especially in Sicily. But I'm not sure if you heard that there was an earthquake long ago in Sicily.
A what?
Earthquake.
Earthquake?
Yes.
In Mussomeli?
No, not in Mussomeli. It's close to Mussomeli.
Oh, close to Mussomeli. No, I didn't. When was that?
Well, I can't remember the exact date, but there was one. I spoke with one lady. She lives in Sambuca.
Oh, yes.
And she mentioned that.
Okay, no, I didn't know that. There you go.
So probably that's the reason. But who knows? maybe that's not the reason. And you mentioned it already, this visiting Mussomeli. So you don't have any regrets. And the first time you saw Mussomeli, it was like, you know, just you know where you have to be. And how was the buying process? Because you mentioned also Natalie.
It was pretty easy. Natalie still was lucky. Natalie still did my contract, even though I got slightly out of the €1.
Yes.
So she did the whole thing, and it was easy. They stayed in contact, and although even it was delayed and pushed out, and they oversaw it, and they set up the notary and someone that could translate. That was all done. So I found it very easy thing to do. Yeah.
Was there
again, it's done differently because money's paid up front, whereas in other countries you pay it on signing the transfer. So when that had to happen again, the fear, is this gonna
and you can ask and you ask yourself already, oh, is it a scam? I have to pay up front? No, I'm not used to it. So when I sign, I have to pay. So probably it's a scam, but no, it's not a scam.
Yeah.
So
it was absolutely perfect. So that was it. And one thing that I did find is once you'd signed, you were sort of the support system. Once you had signed, that seemed to dwindle a bit. But now, with a year later, there's all sorts of support groups that are supporting us with whatever we need as well. So that's great. It's great. It's evolved a bit, so I'm pleased with that.
But have you seen any €1 house in Mussomeli?
Any €1?
Yes. Because
yes, they showed me 2 €1
because I heard not too many. There are not too many houses €1 for €1 anymore.
They are, but they're really in disrepair. They take a lot of money to fix up and get back up to scratch.
So I think that's the reason Natalie is a little bit out of that already.
Yeah.
Because if I was a buyer, that's the plan. That's the plan. I want to buy a property also in Sicily, in Mussomeli actually, and. When we have seen the €1 houses, I was like, I'm not sure, because if we look at 10,000 or 13,000 euro houses, And when you have to renovate the 1 euro houses, if you invest 13,000, it's still not going to look as the other one.
Yeah.
The condition.
Yeah.
And I think it's much better to buy a bit expensive house than a 1 euro house.
Yeah. No, you don't have to go. What I looked for when I looked at this place is I wanted something where it was structurally solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, all the walls and everything very firm and no problems there. So that's what I was looking for. And then obviously as time went on, for instance, we installed a washing machine. When we came to put the pipes in, the water wasn't going through too well. So further investigation, the pipes were so old they all eroded, which meant then all the piping in the bathroom had to be replaced. And then so then it meant doing the whole bathroom. And I actually wasn't going to, because I didn't buy the place to renovate it to modern standard. I wanted to keep it within that era of when it was bought. So I was going to basically use as much of whatever was there. But unfortunately, as we've gone along, I haven't been able to do that because of you know, electrical rewiring, plumbing, that sort of thing. It all needed to be changed. Yeah.
So, were you surprised about the condition of the house?
No, it didn't surprise me at all. It didn't surprise me at all. Sometimes what happens is I do something and then something goes wrong, and then when it needs to be fixed, it's actually going back into the area where I've already done something. That for me was a bit like, it made me feel sad in a way. I've worked so hard to get it all looking so nice, and now because of another problem, it's going to have to be messed up and redone. So that for me was a bit frustrating. But I think it depends on how you want to do it, Norbert. If I had a contractor, what do you call these guys, that oversee the job?
Supervisor.
Like a supervisor and the proper people, but I don't have the money for that. I'm basically just earning my money and then going back and fixing up. So for me, it is what it is, and yes, I try and tell myself, well, the place is old, so these problems are going to come up, and because you don't have the money to do it, you know, go to an architect and do this and do that. Well, you just have to deal with whatever comes with that. So, but you know what? It still ends up being much cheaper than and affordable for me. So this suits me. This suits me. I'm not going to cry about it because it suits me the way I'm doing it. Yeah.
But how easy was the finding any professional over there?
Yes, I did start off with a builder, but I let him go, and I have been a bit different because I met someone there after a year, and he's now become my companion, and he's actually a builder. So I've been very lucky that it's been a blessing in disguise that I met him, and he's basically helping me with the whole project, so that's been good.
I can't mention enough times how important it is to find connection over there in Mussomeli, because people just help each other. As you just said, that if you know many people over there, it just makes everything easier.
Yes, yeah. It's true, and I mean you have to sort of try and assimilate. I think if you're wanting to go and live in these communities, you have to start making connections to become part of it. You have to feel connected to what the city is all about, the town. I should have called it a city, it's a town. Sometimes the Italians refer to it as a city, but it's not a city, it's only a town.
Exactly.
It's very important. We as human beings, we need connections, no matter where you could be connecting, especially if you're trying to make a life in a new place.
Yes, exactly. And what have been the biggest challenges during the renovation?
The biggest challenge, I think, you know, not being there constantly, but that's just the way it is, you know. I'm on a British passport and the UK decided to Brexit, so
Yes, yeah.
that's it. It's 3 months at a time, but the way I've set it up, I work here in the UK for a month and then I return for 2 weeks. And then I come back and work a month and return 2 weeks. So doing it that way, even with the 90 days in the 180-day cycle, it does not affect me at all because it all works perfectly within that setup, you know. So I've never been stuck that, oh, I can't get back in there, you know, or I've overstayed my visa. It's never happened. I've been going backwards and forwards there now. This is my 2nd year I've been doing it.
Okay.
Third year. I'm going into the 3rd year of doing it now, you know.
And have you encountered any unexpected issues?
As I said, and they're not unexpected because if you think of it logically, that these places are very old and they have not been attended to, like the electrical and the plumbing. It's not being looked at again. Well, there's going to be problems around that, but I accepted that. It's an old place. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but do you think the Sicilian just maintain their buildings, or just they just leave it as it is?
No, I think if they're living in it, I think they take quite good
good care of it.
They have pride. They have pride in where they live.
Okay.
I don't think that's the problem. I think what the problem has been is maybe a lot of elderly people staying in there that have been on the pension and maybe not had the money to necessarily evolve and move forward with maintaining their place. And also a lot of people just walking away from the town because they move somewhere else to earn more money so that they can survive.
And although Mussomeli is in the middle of the island, so somewhere there, so it's very hard to. I mean, it's not so hard to reach the airports. I mean, Palermo is around hour and a half driving, but Catania is like 2 hours. 20 minutes, 2 hours, 10 minutes.
Sometimes be 3, depending on the roadworks and stuff. And I found normally 2 hours to Palermo Airport from Mussomeli, but the train is also okay. I don't mind the train drive. You get on there and, you know, you go into Central Station, you pick up the airport train from there and off you go again. It's just that if you have an early morning flight, you'll struggle. So what I used to do was I used to go down to Palermo and then stay at a B&B near the station somewhere. And then the trains, I think, left at the station for 4 o'clock. So that allowed me to catch the 6 a.m. flight in the morning back to Bristol. Do
you prefer taking the train and just commute, or just renting a car?
Yeah, I enjoy the train. I found the travelling by car, obviously it's quicker, but with all the roadworks, and I know that it's getting better than when I first arrived, but the roadworks can be stressful. I mean, I left 2 o'clock in the morning to come back here for this assignment that I did, and there's a lot of road work on the roads, and no lighting that lights it up, so it's pretty scary when you're trying to navigate all of that, and you know, there's arrows going everywhere, and but anyway, I don't know, it will soon be over. The roads will soon be fixed, and then it'll be a wonderful ride down to the airport.
It's just a matter of time. And let's talk about your future plans in Mussomeli and about the life in Mussomeli. So, do you feel safe as a single woman taking on this project or being part of this community?
Yes, I do. The culture is a bit different, and I did struggle a bit, I must say, when I first arrived. But after I met my companion Salvatore, I felt completely safe. No, I haven't had any problems as being a single. I used to be a kitchen designer, so I had a good idea about pricing and stuff. And, I found everything to be reasonably priced. There's no problem there. In actual fact, a lot of the stuff is very much cheaper than what we can get it here in the UK. I would go and do it again. In actual fact, I joked and I say, okay, where's my next one? Is it going to be Portugal or Spain?
Oh, that's Spain. I prefer Spain. But talking about the safety, have you met any mobster?
Have I met any?
Have you met any mobster?
Monster?
Mobster.
Lobster?
No, mobster, like a mafia member.
No.
Because when I mentioned this Sicily situation, I mean not a situation, it's from 1 year house. They say, oh, but you will fall into a trap, and the mafia and the gang members and okay, just stop right now. You are crazy or you are mad.
I think we've all seen too many TV programs about the mafia. My dad was the same. He said, "Oh, are you going to Mussomeli? There's the mafia there." No, Dad.
No.
It's not there anymore.
Not anymore. It was around 1970, 1980, but it's over.
Yeah. No, they actually all left and went to America, I think. Yeah. But let's talk about this in a different situation and different time, because it doesn't belong to Sicily. No.
And food, weather,
okay,
people, locals.
The food is really nice food, but for me, the way I used to eat, and when I go to Mussomeli, every time I go there, I put on about 2 kilos, because it's a lot of pasta, pizza, panini, croissant with cream in the morning.
And there is no low carb food.
And no, look, once I got my kitchen up and going, I'm doing my own thing again, so it doesn't really matter now. But
that's the best.
In the beginning, it was difficult for me. Yeah, it was difficult. There you go. So you see, because when I was there, although I was living in my place, there was no electricity and water, so I was literally doing like a modern day, not a modern day camp, a camp. I was camping in my house. And so I was eating out in the restaurants all the time, all the little bars and places. So that was extremely difficult. But now I go, when I arrive, I'm off to the supermarket, all my fresh fruit and vegetables. Oh, and I must tell you, talking about fresh fruit and vegetables, if you can't get to the market, and this is what I did in the beginning, because there was only the bus that went past my place that went up to the city, there's a van that comes around and sells, and it calls patati, lamuni, melanzani, and it just echoes through the streets, and then you run down quickly and you get your little 2-3 euros. You can buy quite a lot actually for that. So really, that was something very novel for me.
That's a food home delivery. That's a food home delivery.
Yes. And it was great. And I think I bought quite a lot for like 2 euros. I got a few vegetables and some fruit. Yeah, I was very happy with it. Yeah.
But I didn't see this local. This truck I haven't seen. I just heard.
You haven't seen it?
I just heard.
Where did you buy your property? Which area?
We didn't buy property yet.
Oh, you haven't. Okay. So it's definitely, I think that it goes around a lot in the older part of the town. So not in the new section at the top, but the lower you go. So there's more old people there, and they can't make their way up to go to the supermarket or to go to the market. So this. And I believe there's also a bakery truck. I've never seen it in my street. I've seen it in other streets. There's a bakery truck that goes around that sells the breads and the little pizzas and that sort of thing as well.
And you can smell the food on the street.
Yeah.
So what is your plan? Are you considering to moving to Sicily permanently, or?
We're going to see how that unfolds. In the beginning, I was like, no, I don't think I will be. It will be just the project.
Okay.
But some things that I've met from people that are moving there are unfolding now, and yes, I might be staying long term. I don't know. I can't say for sure yet, but it seems to be going down that way. And as I said, if everything aligns and it works out, then that's what I'm meant to do. So I'm just waiting to see how that all plans out.
I'm pretty sure it will work out.
Yeah.
It's going to be as you said. If some obstacle comes, you just go through it.
Yeah. So the project is to do an eco village there up in Mussomeli. And there is a lady, Tahira, she's working very, very hard to get this all off the ground. And if that happens, I'm probably going to be on the committee and I will work with her in that whole thing. So very exciting stuff.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yes.
It's the perfect place for it, I think, up there. And if you can create it, it should stir interest and involve the younger people to prevent so many of them leaving so that they can stay in the community. But we'll have to see how it all plays out.
We will see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And what is your final advice to people who wants to buy a house in Sicily or considering the similar journey as yours?
Yeah, look, I say, if you want to buy one, go and buy one. It's like the process is easy. There's nothing wrong. There's no scamming or anything, and it's a cheap way to get property because I paid $5,000 and I probably on my renovations I'm probably up to about $14,000. But where can you get something for $20,000? You can't, nowhere. So it's ideal. And a lot of people just want to get out of the rat race. They're sick of all of that, and Mussomeli is the perfect place to be.
Get away.
Up in the mountains, the fresh air, the slower pace. It's really I love being there. I really do.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, Shani, thank you so much for your time. Thank
You're
you for sharing your story, short story. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has the opportunity to buy a property in Sicily, but if you have a dream, you just get it, especially in Sicily, Mussomeli, Sicily.
Yeah, I think, but people buy for different reasons. I mean, some people just want a little holiday home where they can get away to.
It's a second
perfect for it. Other people want to go and create a life there, There's lots of people now thinking about their own retirement, and buying a place where, they can feel safer and it's cheaper and they're away from all the busyness of what's going on in the world at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's the place you can turn off your mobile phone, the TV, and just get out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not. Do you walk when you go there, Norbert?
We are going soon, like a week.
Are you? Okay.
In like a week.
Okay, nice. Oh, I might catch up with you there.
And we will look around.
I'm going in a week.
Yeah, I know. But we will look around different cities too.
Okay, good.
So because not only Mussomeli has this 1 euro house,
Yes, yes, I
opportunity.
know.
And
Yeah.
and since our kids speak English fluently, I think the best way is if they get in the international school. And there are only two international schools in Sicily, one in Palermo and one in Catania. But in Catania, the international school belongs to the US, United
No.
States, and that's quite expensive, and it's very hard
Mm,
to and it's very hard to get in the school.
in there. Mm,
So
mm.
I think Palermo is the one that
Your
the
children
leader, the
couldn't do
winner.
online.
Yeah.
They couldn't do schooling online with that not, because I know a lot of people that are doing homeschooling even from Australia now, they get into programs online.
There is only one thing in Denmark. They allow online schooling, but it's quite expensive. Like everything here in Denmark is very expensive.
Mm.
So
Is that one of the reasons why you're looking to leave?
no, that's not the main reason. The main reason is the people.
Okay.
So I can see the contrast between the two countries, between
Yeah.
Sicily and Denmark. They say Denmark is the happiest country on the world. That's not true. We live
Not
here.
true.
We live here since 2017, and I can see
Yeah.
that. Let's not dive into it.
Yeah.
I know how it is. I talk to many people here, and
Yeah.
since 2017 I don't have any friends here in Denmark.
Yeah.
I don't have any Danish friend.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
And 8 years, that's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you've got to have that. I think it's very important wherever you go. Otherwise, it's just so lonely.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You feel alone all the time, even if you've got your family around you. If you're not like sort of making friends and integrating
Okay.
with others.
I can show you my neighbor. My neighbor is 10 meters away, his house,
Yeah.
but I don't know him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
I know how he looks like,
Yeah.
but his wife never says hello.
Yeah. But I think this is a universal problem, Norbert, because when I lived in Australia, I never knew my neighbours either, you know. But I've done a lot of moving around, a lot, and always what I do is I go and seek crowds, and I normally find them on Facebook, you know. I'll even in Facebook put up maybe the area's name and social meetings or whatever, and all these different groups come up, and I always try and connect and then start making friends and that. I've moved a lot, so you know, going to Mussomeli was just another step
Yes.
in the ladder. It didn't make any difference to me, and I think it's important when we do these moves is to start finding ways where you can connect.
Yes.
However, I did go to a meetup just before I left last time, and some of the girls in there were saying it's hard to make friends in Mussomeli.
Do you think so?
Well, I don't know. Again, I think if you have family and you have children and it's very busy, I think it would be hard. I don't know. Both of them did have children. Both ladies were from Ukraine, and they said they just wanted friends, you know. But maybe they're going to get it now with the group that we've created, and that's what I'm saying. As it's evolving, more and more little groups and little social gatherings are starting to pop up, which is good, because I think coming from outside, I think we socialize. Each culture socializes differently as well, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the basic being human, I think it's deeper in Mussomeli. They are more human.
Yeah. They're very real, down to earth and real. That's what I found with Sicilian people. And You know, often, I don't know, I think when we come from bigger cities and that, we're so busy with the rat race that there's no time to get real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. I don't know. I'm not displeased with anything that I have done, you know, since I decided to buy there, and how it all unfolded. To me, it's all been, I was going to say, a wonderful journey. It hasn't always been wonderful. There is problems. You can't get away from the problems. When you're doing building work and renovations, there will be problems. But on the whole, it's been enjoyable. I've enjoyed it.
That's the most important, I think.
Yeah.
You will remember the wonderful journey every single day and time. It doesn't matter how hard it was, but the results are there.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, thank you so much again for your time.
Okay.
And
right.
I hope you will enjoy your new home or your second home, whatever you decide, whatever the future brings.
Yes, I will. I know I'm going to enjoy it there. It's going to be great.
And if we are going to make it, I'm going to make a big announcement in a Facebook group that I will invite everybody to my home as a welcome party.
Yeah, good.
All right.
That's lovely.
All right. Thank you so much again. And
okay, Norbert, you take
have
care.
a great evening.
Yes, and you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was it. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked the video, then press the like, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. That's very important. Share it with your friends. And don't forget to come back next time. See you then.